Good Wednesday evening, Southeast Texas. Hope you're doing well. We're going to take the next 15 minutes and dive in with great detail, I might add, on your 7-day forecast. Unfortunately, we're not looking at much in the rain department. We are watching a few showers right now, but over the next 7 to 10 days looks exceedingly dry. Over at the Horseman's Western Store, looking at a few showers moving through Orange County right now. Currently 86 over at the Horseman's Western Store under, we'll call it partly sunny skies on the Roofing 911 Skycam network. In your weather headlines, the big story is a cold front will arrive tonight. However, it's going to take a while before we see the drier and cool weather moving in. It's kind of lagged about 18 to 24 hours. So we'll start to see it coming up tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Otherwise, this will bring cool mornings and sunny afternoons as we work on into Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with low humidity expected during the afternoon. So it ought to feel pretty fall-like for our standards. Otherwise, we're back to hotter as we head towards Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, as the dry weather we're expecting continuing to persist through the next 7 to 10 days. It's all due to this cold front pushing through tonight. Again, it's going to bring us cool mornings in the mid to upper 50s in the lakes to the lower 60s in the triangle. It also means we'll see highs into the mid 80s with low humidity and lots of sun. Friday night football, what a treat. Mid to upper 70s at kickoff Friday night, and then we cool to the lower 70s by halftime and near 70 by the end of the game. No chance of rain with clear skies and lightning northeasterly winds. Otherwise, tomorrow we're looking at a moderate to high wildfire danger in mainly outlying areas across southeast Texas. Now, what this means is that the conditions are becoming a little more favorable for if wildfires get started. It's going to be an easier task for that to happen tomorrow. So be careful with fire across southeast Texas as everything is dry. We're about over 4 inches now below normal since the beginning of September. We need rain, and we don't expect rain really of any significance over the next 10 plus days across our area. Again, 4 inches since September 1st. As the level 1 drought persists. I believe we may go to a moderate drought coming up when this is updated once weekly coming up tomorrow from the drought monitor, and we'll certainly bring that to you. So the front tonight will aggravate the fire threat tomorrow because it's going to bring in a drier air mass, and breezy northeasterly winds may gust to 15 to 20 miles an hour. That's why we're going with that mild or moderate to high fire danger across the area. Fast forward into Friday morning. How about the mid to upper 50s lakes and the lower and middle 60s here in the triangle? Sounds good to me as we continue with no changes as far as the burn ban. Still Tyler County and Polk counties under burn bans, but that remains unchanged. Otherwise, as I said, nothing expected through the next 7 to 10 days across southeast Texas. So again, the drought will likely worsen. So tomorrow we're expecting a high near 90 here in Beaumont. Now the winds will kick up to maybe some gusts, occasional gusts to 20 miles an hour as skies become mostly sunny. And as you can see, modeling shows dry weather except for in the morning, which is its normal bias of ridiculousness, but dry weather expected in the afternoon. Mostly sunny, highs lower 90s. Again, a little breezy at times. And for the lakes area, we're going to go 88. This is, again, my forecast, and I'm showing you what modeling is showing, give you some idea. Otherwise, northeasterly winds at 5 to 15, some gusts to 20. No rain expected with mostly sunny skies expected. Again, how are you going to get rain with clear skies? Explain it to me sometimes. Otherwise, I like 88. I think that's a good number for tomorrow up in the lakes area. So right now, we're looking at this number. We're kind of right in the middle as far as moisture levels. Drier, wetter, more to work with. That's why we track it. So look what happens Friday. A very dry air mass filters into our area because of those northeasterly winds behind the front. So we go from here all the way down the scale as we head towards Friday and Saturday. So just not enough moisture to work with. And this is going to be the story really for the next 7 to 10 days across southeast Texas. The atmosphere is going to be dry except for the lowest levels where you and I live on the ground. Up above, It's too dry to support shower and thunderstorm activity. And with high pressure building on in Tuesday and Wednesday, nada is the word that we're going to be looking at. As far as your allergy report, well, some things just never change. It seems like ragweed continues at very high levels across southeast Texas. Mold is down compared to the last couple of days, but again, it's all about ragweed. It's just that time of year on your allergy report. So right now, we're looking at the Pro Roofing Concepts satellite and radar loop as temperatures into the mid to upper 80s, still 90 in Port Arthur, at least at the airport. Otherwise, looking at fair to partly cloudy skies, and some isolated showers had developed over in Orange County, drifting off to the south and east. So again, BC probably a little happier tonight, back over towards mid-county. Port Arthur getting some showers. Again, this is your 10% coverage. At least we didn't go 0%, right? And as you can see, this is drifting on off towards the south and west, maybe over towards Taylor Landing and Port Acres, maybe getting some shower activity. But again, looking like the lakes area will be dry coming up this evening. So across the state, it's all about the front. The front slowly moving on into the area. But again, the really dry air is up into the panhandle. So we've got to move that front further south and start pushing that drier air. It's lagging. That's what lagging means. It's kind of delayed. It won't get here until Friday, certainly late tomorrow afternoon into Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So other than that, it's pretty quiet across the state as that front continues to push on. Look at the dry air. Okay, we've got moisture over us right now. That's why we're able to produce showers. But as we go through the day tomorrow, this dry air up into Amarillo, Little Rock, and Oklahoma, and back over towards Oklahoma City, that drier air is going to filter in to our area. So it will get much drier as far as the humidity and across our area. So it ought to feel pretty comfortable. So high pressure, weak high pressures over our area right now. That's why we're not seeing widespread shower and thunderstorm activity. But what's happening is that this high is moving off towards the south and west. And that is inducing a northerly flow. And that's one of the reasons that we're seeing this trough of low pressure move through our area in the upper levels. It's what guides surface boundaries like fronts. Again, so that is why the front is coming through. That will push on off towards the east, and the high will be through over our area through Saturday. It kind of weakens Sunday, but look what happens as we work on into, say, Tuesday and Wednesday. The high strengthens significantly, and this looks just like summertime pattern rather than October, as this high will build over our area. Remember, high pressure causes sinking air. When you cause air to sink, it dries and warms. That's why temperatures are hotter under high pressure centers in the summertime and late fall, obviously. It's also because it also causes mostly sunny skies. Remember, clouds like to boil up, but if the air in the environment wants to fall or drop like under the high aloft, that causes sinking air. So it will counteract that and produce mostly sunny skies and helping to eat those clouds as the dry air aloft sinks into our area. So it looks very quiet over the next 7 to 10 days at least. So we are watching a tropical wave heading on towards Veracruz and over towards the east coast of Mexico. This has no chance of developing and certainly not going to be an issue for us. We are watching Jerry just out of curiosity because it is meaningless to us this time of year. May graze the northern Leeward Islands, and that could be issues for them. Otherwise, turning into a Cat 1 hurricane as we head towards, say, Friday, and then heading on out to sea as we work on into Monday of next week. So again, looking fine as hurricane season appears pretty much over with in the Northwest Gulf. So tonight we'll see skies becoming mostly clear across our area, and we should see just isolated showers here the next couple hours here in the Triangle. About 70 in the lakes expected. I think we're going to go warmer than this. No way. We'll go with low to mid 70s here in the Triangle for low temperatures tomorrow morning, kind of like what we saw this morning. And then for tomorrow, with that drier air finally starting to move in during the afternoon, we should turn mostly sunny with highs in the upper 80s in the lakes area and into the lower 90s here in the Triangle. No rain is expected across the area as the atmosphere will be drying. So on the Gulf, it's not going to be an ideal day to head out on the Gulf tomorrow with a small craft advisory and choppy seas around 2 to 4 feet. We'll see northeast winds at 15 to 20, some gusts to 25 expected. You get two high tides tomorrow at Sabine Pass at 3:46 a.m. and 6:46 p.m. Sunrise continues to get later at 7:12, and sunset continues to get earlier at 6:52. And don't forget, I believe the 2nd of November will be falling back 1 hour. So we're not very far away from that at all, about 3 weeks, I believe. So tonight, we will go with skies becoming mostly clear. Before I say that, maybe some isolated evening showers, then becoming mostly clear. About 70, maybe the upper 60s in the lakes and the low to mid 70s in the triangle. It's what we did this morning across southeast Texas, so why wouldn't we do that again tomorrow morning? It's my rationale. Then for tomorrow, no rain is expected. High temperatures will be in the upper 80s to around 90, so we're not going to have much of a heat index at all. But the UV index will be high at 7.6, and a breezy northeasterly wind is expected. So pretty good day to be outside. Just don't forget the sun sauce. Otherwise, our forecast tomorrow becoming mostly sunny. High should be in the upper 80s to lower 90s, or at least near 90 here in the triangle. Again, the winds could be breezy at times out of the north and east as that dry air mass continues to filter on into our area. But again, humidity should be also decreasing as we go into the afternoon hours. So taking a look at your weather impact 7-day forecast. First off, let me back up and do that again. Since I got trigger happy, we'll do this again and take a look at our air comfort forecast. A lot of meteorologists talk about dew points, and that's where you get humidity. It's derived. It's relative humidity is relative to the dew point. So when you have high temperatures, a big difference between the dew point and the high temperature, that means that your humidity is low. But as the dew point gets closer and closer and closer to temperature, the actual temperature, your humidity goes up. So again, if your dew point is 61 and your temperature is 61, then you have 100% relative humidity. If your dew point is 61 and your high temperature is 90, then your humidity is going to be very low because of the difference in those two temperatures. So tomorrow, we're going to start knocking that dew point down. 68, it's still going to be humid, but not as humid as it is right now. Look at the dew points. Look how they go well down into the 50s. And with highs in the mid 80s, that's going to feel pretty good. So it'll start feeling a little more pleasant across southeast Texas as we head through this weekend across southeast Texas. Now look at the lows. Low temperature 62 in Beaumont Friday morning. Saturday morning 61. That means mid to upper 50s in the lakes area. Certainly not looking like gumbo weather, and it certainly doesn't look like fireplace weather. But again, it's moving in the right direction, and it's just how we do fall across southeast Texas. Lots of sun, beautiful afternoons coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Low humidity, highs in the mid 80s. Then as that ridge of high pressure begins to rebuild across our region, guess what? Back into the lower 90s, not far away from record high temperatures with highs into the lower 90s expected. No rain, as I showed you. Probably no rain through the next 7 to 10 days as that high rebuilds. It's going to be over our area through much of next week. So Saturday a week, we may have something on radar, but until then, it's not the best of news as far as the developing drought across southeast Texas. As I said, we are watching a few showers on radar. Not much out there right now, but a cold front will be arriving tonight, and that means some beautiful weather coming up as we work on into